Yo, 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 what up, peeps? Yo, 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 what up, what up, Buren? I have a slight headache, so I can't guarantee how long I'm gonna be streaming for today. Just FYI. If it gets like worse, I'll probably just call it or whatever. I don't know what it is. Like these I swear like the past 2 weeks I've had like headaches like a quarter of the days, and before that like I was having like one like probably like 3 months, so it's just weird. But it's becoming fall, so that could be it. I started quitting out of the episode 1 maps that only have one canyon circle. And there's like one... No, it's an inside joke. Long story short, the episode 2 speedrun meta is to now go into episode 1 and clear the forest for like extra experience. And I was watching Blue is Coup, who's like a pretty famous speedrunner, you know, up there with like Diley and Callie and derelicts. And like everyone was like doing like all sorts of smack about doing episode 1. Oh, yeah. I was fucking, dude, it's funny as hell, because like, I was like in there, I was like waiting for my buddy to get on for like Monster Hunter World, or Monster Hunter Rise, and I was like in there, I'm just like, and I go in and he's like sitting there like throwing a fit about his like chat, like just asking like, why is it in episode 1? Why are you in episode 1? So of course I'm gonna say the same thing like to an extent, and like I stream, and I come back like 3 hours like later or whatever, and he just finished his run and he got like a record, and I'm just like, man, just think of all the time you would have saved if you didn't go into like didn't spend 15 minutes in episode 1. Then of course I was giving him smack because you know, he runs Hugh Cecil, and I forever meme on the cast and forces. So yeah, just an inside joke. It's all in jest. It's funny like when you're like trolling certain people, because I haven't like talked to like Blue much. I haven't been in his stream much or anything like that. So I hope he doesn't think I'm like trying to be like malicious or anything. That's just like always like my like one fear, because I've definitely like trolled some people before and they've gotten like overly upset about it and like will vent to other people or whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know like the ins and outs of that speedrun like enough, but I swear like on his like Humor run, he didn't go into episode 1 at all. He just like went straight to episode 2, and he got like a pretty similar time. So I don't know. I feel like in some world like you can like go into episode 2 straight up and maybe like just like get better like RNG, or like play at like an insanely high level. But like, is it gonna be like worth it? That's hard to tell, you know. Fun fact, I have still never killed Olga Flow on this character, and I never will, because it's pointless. Dark Falls is a much easier fight, and gives you the same progression. You know what I haven't seen like on like in like a long time now, I just realized? Like talking about PSO runners. I haven't seen a Cloud Tracker in a minute. Hopefully that dude's still doing good. Yeah, I mean, but then you also have to go through Seabed. Yeah, and CCA, and F a lot of that noise. Please don't be the shit map. I wish I could just recognize the shit map, like, right away. I don't think this is it. No, this is a decent one. There's two. One of the Mines 2 maps, there's one Canadian circle, and it's technically after the boss room. You have to go to the boss room and go out of your way. And I'm just going to start putting out on that one map every time. But I don't feel like clearing the whole Mines 2 for one circle. I don't think VR Temple's that bad on like normal mode, or Spaceship for that matter. I know like the stuff like has like a bunch more HP and everything like that, but like from a casual player perspective anyways. I'm sure doing it like, you know, like level 1 would be brutal. Yeah, I could see that. I just kind of got used like that just because of Ultimate, you know? Like, Ultimate, you kind of learn to deal with like lilies a lot better. Because if you don't, you get insta-gib. I did always like wonder about that. Does Diley and Blue, do those guys like run with that patched or no? I don't know like the speedrun rules about that. Because I know like a lot of their runs are based off like economy. Like definitely the force runs. They just have to deal with like doing all of VR Spaceship with like half of the zones like not giving any drops. I mean, it makes sense, but it's brutal. Every single time I forget about, there's that one and there's like one like right here, like right in front of me. Another like slow trap. I don't understand like why that second shot misses all the time. It's a nose. Nah, Viren, I was gonna say, like, also, like, I'm level 142, so, like, no, this isn't episode 2, and it's not a speedrun. Be funny as hell. One more Canadian circle. It's definitely quicker just to take those hits than to shoot them. Let me just spend 2,000 hours leveling up. It'll be the fastest episode 2 speedrun ever. Today's clears. 1. I accidentally put a space on there. I was doing the math on it too, and it's like 360 is like, what is it, 1 in 366? So like the halfway is like 133. So I think like 40 runs would be like the halfway parity point, just FYI for this. Who's got the same map, I think. Proto Gear Advanced. Proto Gear Regime. That is not what we want. It does feel weird getting excited, like in retrospect, I got like excited like the first time I saw that. Now it's like I've seen like fucking 20 of them, and now I'm just like rolling my eyes when I see them. I think they can, like in the in that Return to a Road to Regal or whatever it is, Return to Regal. They have like quests like to upgrade gear or whatever. It's weird. they've also like changed the drop rates like tremendously, so you can probably just farm and dodge them too. But yeah, no, I mean that would be like an MMO thing. Get like a proto regime here and like 10 photon drops, and you could probably upgrade it like online or something. I don't know. Or like kill so many enemies with it equipped. I mean, as much as people meme on like Return to Regal, like having like super generous drop rates, like that anniversary event for Affinia, I think like the drop rates were like 160% boosted, so kind of up there as well, you know. I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong way. I think those rates like on Affinia were even going up. Like that was like the start of the event rates. With the idea that they'd go up higher the more people completed the I mean, Destiny's a different breed. It's not even like Phantasy Star Online episode 1, 2, and 4 at that point. It's like episode 4 or 5.5 or something like that. They added freaking World of Warcraft High Warlord weapons to that game. Or I'm sorry, Grand Marshal weapons, Alliance PvP weapons. I mean, I think it's fun to play that. There's the most people on there, which playing with other people is always nice. But, you know, I much prefer playing V3 personally. The things I miss about Affinia: access to online quests. That's a big one, obviously. I think they go like a little overboard on some of the quests though. Widescreen. And like a further enhanced toolbar, you know. I think this is a decent hint. Yeah, it's a decent hint. I don't think like you could ever make a server that appeases everyone, you know, no matter like what you do. Some people are going to be like, oh, it's too much of a time investment. Oh, it's too generous on drops. It's your experience needs to be changed. There's quality of life features you can change. You know, no matter like what you do, there's gonna be someone that says something. I do find it peculiar though that like out of all the servers, like Affinia became like the most popular, and I think it's just because of like episode 4. Because people think like, oh, it's got episode 4, it's the most complete version of the game. So I think like there's only like Affinia and like one other server that has like episode 4. Not including Destiny. Destiny's like its own breed. Even like Destiny, like I think that'd be like fun to mess around on, but I don't want to like invest time in it to like experience like absurd end game that they've created. And also like I've heard there's like 10 people on that server at max. So it's just like seems weird. Having a big player base does help. I mean, honestly, like all the people I met on there were like really nice too. You know, it's like when you're like leveling on that, you basically spam TTF like over and over and over. But people basically just like make rooms for TTF and be like, yo, TTF help please, or TTF carry please. You'll get like a high level in there, just zooming everyone through TTF. Yo, how's it going, Kite? Wait, Shithack died? Why are you saying rip Shithack? I'm alright. I have a slight headache. I'm hoping that doesn't get worse. Because if it gets worse, I'll probably just call it a day. I don't think Shithack's shut down. Unless it's like within like the past like month. Cause like there's like literally like a thread on the I played World of Warcraft private servers, server deletions, nothing new. I meant to mark that too, I forgot to mark that. Proto Regine Gear. Oops, not episode 2. I can mean myself. I just realized too, I think I forgot to change like the day I think it still said. I think yesterday was 55, wasn't it? Indeed, it was. Go ahead and edit that. It's not accurate. I'm not gonna do it right now, Kai. Just like I said, I have a headache. I don't wanna turn my brain off for the most part. I think of all the private servers I've ever played, I've lost a fair amount of characters from those getting shut down. I've never heard of any PSO server getting like cease and desisted, so like any shutdown is going to be like from the developer or whatever. And like a lot of times like that, like it doesn't cost much to run a server. I mean, if you're on Discord, that doesn't like that Aileron Ives guy that hangs out like on a lot of Discords, isn't he like part of like the shit hack team? You can just like ask him, I'm sure he'd know. Oh yeah, Silver Ant, that's right. Photon drop. I never hear people talk about Silver Ant, which is weird. That must be like down the list, you know, as far as like active players goes. I mean, I do own a real copy of PSO. I do not have a broadband adapter, though, for my GameCube. I only have, like, the... Wait, do I have a broadband adapter? I might actually... It's been so long since I've actually touched my actual GameCube. I mean, what are you gonna get banned for other than, like, hacking items and stuff? Can't imagine anyone doing that. That'd always be like a rough thing about running a private server, just dealing with people. I mean, just like imagine like all the different games you played with like different people. You run into like, you know, people like all the time, like in any multiplayer game that you don't get along with. And just imagine like you had like a bad group with someone, and well, it turns out that they're the server owner and they were that pissed off that they want to get retribution by banning you or something. I could just imagine that getting out of hand. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Telling me that Silverant has more hacked item progression than the Dreamcast servers did? Because there was nothing like that on Dreamcast servers. It was a wild, wild west. Stop. I don't know why it always wants to lock onto the one to the side. They added their own difficulty? Yet, what? You're making it sound like Silverhand's supposed to be like this, faithful adaptation of the original, and then they added their own difficulty. I mean, the case can be made for the whole, red ring, because I can't get a red ring on V3 with original software. I don't know why those things even exist online. I mean, I know they're on the drop table, but I thought they were event quests or whatever. Quickly gain photon crystals. This is all confusing. So he added his own difficulty and his own currency. And then instead of removing a quest that he was upset that people were running, he banned them? It just seems like a lot of confusing thing over confusing thing over confusing thing. That almost seems just like petty at that point, you know? Like he's like adding that specifically because he doesn't want people to play on both servers, you know? Like maybe he has like a grudge against like Shithack or whatever. I keep getting the same map. One in 6 chance. Got it 3 times in a row. It's like super hard, just like a slightly harder difficulty, like above like ultimate. Also, it seems like weird because like ultimate, you know, by Nate is you know, you'd have to change like ultimate to pin ultimate and then like reformat ultimate or something like that. So it's not like harder than ultimate, it's just like a sidestep. While we got people here, there's 2 things I was going to mention. I mentioned one of these things yesterday, but I've said like from the start that I will intermittently take breaks from this challenge. Basically, like this challenge will take years. Like there's no way like around like looking at it like that way. And I don't want to make the mistake that I made growing up, like where I hyper focus on one game and like ignore everything else that comes out, or other games like I happen to like want to play. So like obviously like this is the first, well, second day streaming PSO in about a month. I will always come back to PSO. I just can't guarantee I'm going to play it solely or majorly for every single month or week. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, the way I see it. Also, so I talked about that yesterday. The other thing I was going to talk about is my buddy that I play Monster Hunter Rise with like every night, like most nights I should say. Coming next week, that will drop down to like less nights per week. So there will be more time for PSO, there'll be more time for other things. All that extra free time is not going to be dedicated to streaming. With like the weather getting colder and getting darker earlier, I will start like watching more movies because I have like a movie backlog. Like that's like another like one of my big hobbies. I love to watch movies. I just don't like to watch them in the daytime, which makes it hard like in the summertime. But now that fall's happening and it's getting darker earlier, I'll be watching more movies. But in general, I'll be streaming more often. No, I do not. I watch them, but like they don't do anything for me. Like I don't get like nightmares. I don't get you know, I don't jump in my seat or anything like that, or bite my fingernails. I like scary movies that like are more like character studies, and the best examples I can give of this are stuff like Babadook, where Babadook is a horror movie, right? But like the actual story there is a mom dealing with the death of her husband and raising her kid. So yeah, that ain't me. Yeah, psychological horror. I kind of think of that term for whatever reason. My brain's like half fried. So yeah, I just forgot to give you guys an update on those two things. Well, I have quite a few people here. I don't know. I am like always like a first and foremost a variety streamer. I do like focus a lot on like one game, and like I like games like that I return to, and Phantasy Star Online is great because it's like a very like low effort low APM game, so I can like relax after work playing it. I can't remember how far this one is, but we'll do this whole map. It's like, so I used to play like WoW for like the same reason, because I'd sit there and like play WoW and just watch YouTube, or like watch like a shitty B-list action movie or something. Did I finish work already? So my weekend is Thursday and Friday right now, so I'm today's like my Sunday for most people, so I go back to work tomorrow, and I typically work like 9 to 5, but like since like I'm not like in an office or anything like that, I drive a truck for a living, so like, you know, if anything goes wrong or, you know, runs get delayed all the time, it's kind of like why like I don't have like a stream schedule set up or anything like that, because I literally can't like schedule around work sometimes. That being said, I have been getting called off from work a lot because there were some storms that messed up some stuff in northeastern Ohio, and some storms that messed up some stuff in southern Indiana. But that should be coming back to regularity. So I could never do bus driver because, like, I don't want to deal with, like, the people of, like, you imagine, like, people, like, fighting on your bus, or, like, sitting there, like, yelling at you for something stupid. And, like, let alone, like, it's, like, all city driving, you know, for a bus driver, whereas, like, a lot of driving I do is highway driving. Which, don't get me wrong, like, stupid stuff happens, like, on the highway. It's not like you're exempt from that, but in general, city driving in, like, a larger vehicle is a lot worse than city driving in or highway driving in a larger vehicle. The majority of people, like, want to be away from you on the highway, whereas, like, in city, they want to be, like, in front of you, or, like, yeah. The main thing I have to worry about on the highway is just freaking people passing me and then, like, leaving, like, 0.5 seconds of space in front of me. It's like, bro, like, if you fucking slammed on your brakes, like, you're getting rear-ended. Like, have some common sense. I can't stop as quick as you. Yeah, an 18-wheeler. Yeah, I would say I'm a truck driver, but, like, I don't know why. I just, you know, because that's, like, what people, like, at my work call it. You know, they talk about getting in a truck or a tractor, you know. They never say, like, semi-truck or 18-wheeler. Like, it's, I don't know why. It's just... So I get in the habit of saying truck or tractor, even, like, when talking to CVs or four-wheelers or pedestrians, like, not even thinking about it. And then people think I'm like an Amazon Prime, like, delivery, like, you know, driving, like, a delivery van or something. It's like, no, I drive an 80,000-pound vehicle on 18 wheels. A little different. Yeah, exactly. When people kept calling, like, when I first started working there, and people said tractor, that was the first thing I thought of. Yeah, it's only like 68 feet long and 80,000 pounds. Also, I mean, there's, like, also, like, a bit of a stigma with, you know, being a semi-truck driver. It's like 5% of truckers, and it's most over-the-road truckers, are just filthy, filthy people. And there's, like, no way to sugarcoat that. Like, it's true. Like, I'm not gonna try to deny it. Like, I personally get disgusted by it, but go to a fucking truck's. I've actually asked about that, and, like, it's strictly against my company policy. Because I've had friends ask that too, because they're like, oh, I'm thinking about, you know, becoming a truck driver. I'm just like, they would come to work with me. Yeah, I mean, I just listen to podcasts and audiobooks and music. It passes the time fairly quickly. I think, oh, this is the shit map. I should have quit out of this. Yeah, that'd be great. You want to talk about things that fucking killed me? I'll fucking drive by, like, other drivers, and they'll have their fucking tablet mounted on their dash, and they'll be, like, watching a fucking movie or something like that, like, on their dash. That's the only, mine's one map that has one spawn, by the way. That's like at the end. There we go. I think this is a good map. Yeah, I don't know. It's like every job, you know, you have bad people. It's just like most of the bad people, like in my job, I don't work with, you know. It's just like the difference between like the bad people in my job, you know, like one, like they'll be like on like the local news or whatever. But two, it's like, you know, they might put someone's life at risk. Or a bunch of like property / equipment being damaged, you know. I think this is the only Mines 1 map with 3 canyon spawns, if I remember right. Yeah. It's also like the only way to like really do it is to sit there and do what I'm doing right now, which you're mapping out the spawns and going through like the whole mines maps, you know. There's like no better way to do it than this. Because like even like I don't know, like, even if there's, like, a quest, like, that had, like, 1 or 2, like, at the beginning, you could do that, but even, like, that doesn't exist. It's very similar to Episode 2, because you don't really have, like, many Episode 2 quests, like, on disc, so it's kind of, like, the same thing. I can't remember like what the ultimate farm for these guys is. I think it's like even like worse than this one. That's like the other thing. I mean, the worst farm on Ultimate's gonna be like the Jado, you know, for mines. What the fuck? Are you guys just get an ad? Either my stream manager's like going crazy, or... Okay. My stream manager must be messing up. There's, long story short, I can like run like an ad manually, which is like I typically do it at the beginning of the stream or if I go AFK at all. That might be, I don't know. That could be true too. But like, that's so weird. Yeah, I should not have gotten ads there. It was still in that like cooldown from me running an ad earlier. Freaking Twitch, man. I hate ads. If I ever made like a Utopia, like advertisements like would be illegal. Like straight up like illegal. If you want your business to succeed, make a good business and have people talk about your business because it's a good business. You know? Have a decent monetization that doesn't involve psychological manipulation. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I can't do anything about it. You can like delay like an ad, but delays it for 5 minutes and then like it'll pop back up. You can only do like that 3 times per day. Like not per stream, per day. 50 plus hit red handgun. Yeah, right. Come on. Cloud Trucker talked about, because that's like what I'm using right now is a red handgun, which actually has percents on it, but like nothing good. 15% beast is all I have. And I think that was before I was teching everything. But like, he was talking about me farming like another one of them up. I'm just like, I'm not doing that, man. Like, there's no way I'm doing that. You know, maybe like when I sit there and start farming Force on Ultimate, you know, I'll get like lucky and get like another one, but... Sorry, I had to read a text message. I'm good. So you're not piping at all, you're just running it? Oh, okay. Lucky. I think like if I was gonna like change anything about like this run, I would not have like picked Redria. Like in retrospect. Speaking of non sequiturs, I will be right back in a minute. I need to go AFK. We'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'm back. Sorry about that. But that's not Redria because the no, I decided on Redria because for two reasons. I've never used God Battle before, and people kind of overemphasized the importance of God Battle on hunters in particular. And so that was like part of the reason why. And then the other reason why is like I overvalued Lava's Cannon due to nostalgia. At least I have that back in the Dreamcast days. And Redria gets the easiest Lava's Cannon drop. Quote unquote easiest. So those are the two reasons I picked Redria. I think if I would like redone everything and like picked like a more informed decision after playing the game like so long and everything, I think I probably would have picked either Bluefold because it's considered the easiest, or if I were to picked I don't know exactly. If I just Bluefold, you know. Either Hunorl or Ray Marl. I think Ray Marl has like a lot better like endgame farming. If you're talking about like pure efficiency wise, like I think Ray Marl would be like the obvious choice. Maybe like if I did go like Ray Marl, go like Whittle instead or something like that. Or I don't know, like there's like a lot of like factors. I've thought about like over and over, like because like I have like a couple alts like made even that I've like barely touched. But I kind of think like even like Bluefold, like I overvalue because like one, it's like if you ever like looked at I don't know like who all did it, but Starved was like one of like the people, like he said that Bluefold was the easiest, like for one, but you know he was playing like with like things like TTF and max attack or whatever, and also like a patched VR spaceship, so I'd like literally like factor in VR spaceship in whatever I picked in the future, like if I ever like restarted this, because you don't like want like a bad Chaos Sorcerer's drop if you're playing on vanilla. You don't want like I don't know, like Pan Arms like would be like kind of rough too. I think Epsilon drops don't really change, so like that's not like really a factor, I guess. Because like really like a Ray Marl, you kind of like want spread needle for one, right? And you want frozen shooter. Those are like the main two that like you kind of like quote unquote need on a Ray Marl. Everything else you can kind of deal without. Like, don't get me wrong, like the rarer mech guns are great and everything, but like they're not much better than like charged Vulcans with like hit on them. I do think there's like a pretty obvious reason that Japanese dude that's doing like the Uber Rares are doing them on Ray Marl. I think like without a doubt that Ray Marl's the fastest map clear character. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, it's just... Well, in vanilla you can't get S ranks, you know? If I did, like, challenge mode offline, like, you don't get S ranks, you get, like, toy weapons and shit. There's not really that many boss fights for weapon farm for item farming. I would not figure that like into your stuff for like a Holy Grail run. I would personally figure things like Dark Belraz / Indian Belraz in episode 2. Delbiters in episode 2. What are those fucking other dudes called? I can't think of the name of them, like the Lily. Or the Pu-Illy clones in Seabed, whatever those are. I'd figure those into like whatever you're picking. VR spaceship, you'd figure in the Chaos Sources and Pan Arms. Caves, you'd figure in Pan Arms. I think that's really it, like... Oh, and Kennedy circles. Nothing else is really that bad. There's... You know, there's quest cycling for, like, every other rare, basically. Or every other mob, basically. I mean, I guess like if you like really want to go overboard, you could like look at like gear progression as well. Because obviously, like, you know, with everything other than Redria, you don't get access to God Battle. You only get Devil Battle. I don't know the numbers on like that, like if it's like worth it to like run Devil Battle versus like another God Luck or God Power or something like that, you know? I don't know enough about min-maxing. I know like God Ability is like a rough farm, like regardless of like where you're doing it, or what, of how you're doing it. Right, but what I mean is like, I don't know how much like that, I don't know, even like a 20% attack speed, I don't know how much that like even like really matters like in the long run. Like how much of your time are you saving through like a mines run because you're attacking 20% faster? Because the majority of it is just you know, waiting for stuff to spawn, running from zone to zone. Like there's like right there's like one instance like you'd be like, okay, I did 4 combos back to back to back to back. You know, there you'd figure in like the benefits of God Battle, but yeah, it's not saving much, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not. That's why I said like I overvalued it based off like what people talked about. But like in a Holy Grail run, like you don't have to like worry about fighting stuff that's like quote unquote difficult, unless like you're purposely like rushing to ultimate and trying to do like some ultimate farm like right away. The majority, like look at like I'm level 142. I'm still in very hard mines. You know, I'm sure by the time I get out of very hard mines, I'll be like 144-ish. And then like I'm gonna be in Ultimate Forest for, you know, it's like 150. So you're perpetually over-leveled for everything until you get to like, you know, episode 2 CCA, which like, I don't know if you can ever like truly be over-leveled for CCA or Seabed for that matter. Or Tower for that matter. So that's like why I say like I overvalued God Battle. Like, but again, like I'm not like a min-maxer. I'm not high skill level PSO player, you know. Also, you want to talk about benefits of Redria. Look at this fucking swagger. Alright. I think you need to take that into factor too. Look at the fucking drip, bro. I don't know what kids say nowadays, drips. I think swagger's outdated. I also think, like, you know, like in the scheme of things, like, you know, comparing Redria, which is like ranked as like the hardest completionist run, versus like Blueful, which is like ranked as the easiest completionist run. I don't think like you're like really changing it too drastically much at the end of the day. Like maybe like plus or minus 10% playtime, you know. Like at most like 500-ish hours at most. I think, you know, the main thing I would do is I'd stay away from any cast class, personally. Mainly because of piping and shift into band being, like, so integral for your damage. I mean, a level 3 versus a level 20 shift into band now, I feel like it's a pretty big difference. And plus, like, you know, you're talking about at the same time, I feel like running a force would get pretty old pretty quickly. Dealing with the constant, like, buying fluids. And, like, fluid management. Stuff like that would get, like, annoying really quickly. I don't think I've ever seen people melee on a force, other than, like, that guy that's obsessed with rappies. I can't think of his name. But, like, on his, like, foam marl, he was, like, running around with the grass assassin arm for, like, the longest time. And I was like, why are you still using grass assassin's arms? Like, do you not have anything better? I was like, no, I don't. And he's like level like 80 or something like that. And I was like, still using grass assassin arms. It's like, as much as that dude plays PSO, I just thought he'd have like something better. Yeah, ATA is not an issue like when you're farming like lower level. Hence like why I'm using a Meg that has like power built into it instead. Speaking of which, yeah, I'm using all. I just don't like the idea of playing a force with the... without like the actual like pallets, you know? Yeah. Yeah, that was a Fomar too, so he couldn't use Vivian. Because I know like Vivian's like the best like force, considered the best force weapon. Charge Vulcans? Soon. I was told level 150 that the shop changes. This map is not that great, but it's not that bad. It's like, this is definitely bottom 50 percentile. I don't know what that is. Jardiana. I've literally never seen cards like in action until like Cloud Tracker showed them off for me, like specifically because I was asking about them. The cards definitely seem worse than handguns, but it could also be because he's like using them like in ultimate mode. I feel like maybe like you'd have to like build into using like weapons like that, like an ultimate, if you really wanted to. I mean, he's just like missing a lot too. I just realized I'm stupid. Oh, man. I missed a cannon circle because it's off the path. No. I don't know, this is like it's out of like the way anyways for this Canadian circle. We're at 41. Technically we're at the halfway point. Just FYI. Halfway point, quote unquote. This is the bad man for quitting out of this. It's 3 loading screens if you load a quest up. Because you have to go back to town, load the quest, and then load back out of the quest. Whereas, like, quitting out, like I am doing, is 2 loading screens. I really just got the same map. You can use X, B, and start. What? X, B, and start. I mean, the saving's not that big, like, an issue, because I'm doing, like, right at the beginning. So is that like a GameCube thing, or is that a PSO thing? Like doing the soft reset? I did the math on it withheld. I can't think of like the exact reason, but trust me, this is better. Trust me, bro. Source. Me. No, I don't know. I can't remember. Doesn't Unsealed Door only have like one Canadian circle? Or was it 2? Yeah, so this is why. Because there's 3 in you start in mines 2, there's 0 in mines 2. And then you go to mines 1 and there's 3 in mines 1. But like, so you're clearing mines 1 and mines 2 for 3, whereas like I average above 3 doing free roam, and I don't have to deal with dialogue. So I guess, like, you know, like, effort-wise, like, you can, like, memorize, like, one map instead of, like, having multiple maps and, like, not have to, like, worry about putting out on one Mine 2 map and one Mine 1 map. But, like, overall, like, it's definitely quicker to do free roam. There's, like, zero doubt in my mind. I knew there was a reason why, because I did that. I did the unsealed door assignment. I'm also not the hugest fan of quest cycling because of, like, the extra dialogue and everything like that. Yeah, 3 on Mine's 1. There's 5 max. It's 2 to 5. But like I said, I put out of the one Mine's 1 map, so it's 3 to 5. This map has 3, to give you an idea. This is the only map on Mine's 1 that has 3, though. I thought I had this map memorized, but I can't remember where the third one is. Because the second one's going to be in this room. I want to say it's up to the left here. Yeah, it is up to the left. The bottom's like the next area. This one's hidden though, because you have to. I don't know if you have to destroy these boxes or just go in here, but then they come out. this. Oop, missed this somehow. Oh, it's SP's arms. And then this is the bad map for this, I think. Yeah. I say bad map. This isn't the worst map, but like, it's not worth it to. You just kill this and peace out. Yeah. But the other ring is like after the boss. Yeah, I'm not about to try to figure that stuff out. I feel like I'm going crazy enough, like as it is, trying to figure out. Like, memorize these maps for ones to quit out and everything. There's like one Mines 2 map that you quit out like right away. There's one Mines 1 map that you quit out right away. There's that one that you quit out after killing the Canyon Circle. It's 4 or 5 casts to the guild chicks. I can show you. I tested like that and Razan, but like I didn't really find like either of them like worth it. Oops. Yeah, 187. But you can only get 2. Five casts. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. And then like Razan was doing slightly more, but again, I don't think it's worth it. So I think it's still. I can't remember if it's 4 Razans or it's still 5. I do wonder, like, if I built like a mind mag. If like. Yeah, I don't know, like, the majority of the guild chicks, like, don't spawn close by, though. Like, there's, like, some, like, close groups of 4. and there's like some groups of like 8, they could get like bunched up like pretty quickly. Like maybe like group of 8 would be worth it. But even then, like I think it's still like rather like use like Razan. Like here you can stand like in the middle and use Razan, but I don't think Razan's gonna like reach both sides of this room. I'm sorry, I don't think Jazan. I can't remember what I also don't know if it's Jazande or Jazan. Razan. I feel like Razan sounds better than Razande. I also don't know if if it's technically Foey. Because don't look it up, it's really fucking gross, but there's a fine dining meal called foie gras, and it's spelled the exact same way as Foey is. This is the room I was talking about. But yeah, you can see it only hits 4 of them. Yeah, so it probably is faux. But that sounds like really weird to say Ruffo, Jiffo, faux. I'm pretty sure it's spelled the same way though. But don't look up don't look it up because it's gross as fuck. Like I've never had it before, and like I know people who say it's like one of the most delicious things ever. But after finding out like how it's fucking made, like prepared, it's like the grossest fucking thing ever. And like I say that like knowing that ducks in general are super fucking gross. Foie gras. It's called foie gras. I've never had it before. Like, I've never ate it before, but I'm just saying, like, the way it's prepared is, like, really gross. And, like, now knowing, like, how it's prepared, I'll never have it because of that. It's banned, like, in a lot of places. I can't remember where I'm supposed to go here. This man. This man. That's supposed to... it's banned like in a lot of places, and then there's people who actively protest it because it's like really messed up. Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. But like that's like extreme in my opinion. There's like a lot of like weird foods that like I don't know if you guys have like ever heard about there's like a cheese that they like put maggots in, and like you eat it like with the maggots in there. It's like so It gives me like the but like that is like banned like in like a lot of like places because like if it's prepared wrong, which let me remind you, I just said they put maggots in it. Like, and you eat it with the maggots in there, but if it's prepared wrong, you can get very, very sick from it. And I'm just like how bad is like I don't know. Like that is so weird. But it's like a cultural thing. Like the people who don't get sick from eating it are the places that don't have that ban. It's because like it's like protected like in the cultural reasons. What is going on with my... Yeah, but I mean, like, even that, like, I feel like is, like, not as bad, you know, as long as it's, like, not fucking, like, the animals, like, not getting messed up by it, you know? Like, what do you think mushrooms are? We eat mushrooms all the time. Mushrooms are disgusting in nature. Yeah, exactly. They're funguses, and funguses thrive because of things like that. What? Get off! Oh my gosh. Trolling. There we go. I used to be like completely anti-mushroom. And I still like think like the texture of like most mushrooms is like really weird, but like as I've grown older, like I start like love mushrooms. Yeah. I get drug tested. I can't do that type of stuff. I get drug tested like every month of my life, so. Which technically, like, you know, mushrooms are in like your system very long, and like only certain drug tests actually test for mushrooms. So I could probably get away with mushrooms, but at the same time, I'm not doing it. I've always said like when I get older and I'm like, you know, retired and like I don't give a shit about like life and all that stuff, you know, I'm definitely gonna go like off the deep end, just like doing like all sorts of like psychedelics and like hallucinogenics and stuff like that. Like if I don't know if you guys have ever heard like anyone talk about DMT, for example, but the way people talk about DMT is like mind blowing to me. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, like what else do you have like to lose? Like when you're like that old, you're basically like. DMT is basically the chemical that your brain releases like when you dream. There's like a drug that does like the same exact thing, and the people who take it, they'll go on like a trip for like 5 minutes or whatever, but like it literally feels like they're on a trip for like 10 years, and they're like floating through like the universe and like seeing like the life depth. It just, people take that shit and they have like these like philosophical like changes to their view. Some people, not all people, have as intensive reactions to it. there's like that's like the explain like I'm 5 version. I'm sure there's like a lot more technical details of it that I'm like missing out on, but you know, like when people sit there and like say that they see like their life flash before their eyes, like when they die or whatever. I get like people have like said this because like they get resuscitated so they don't actually like stay dead. That's because of that same thing, that same chemical is like released like in an absurd amount, like a lot more than like even like when you dream. I do. And I get upset like when I get woken up from a good dream. Re-roll ads are on. I'm going to drop this. We can drop this. Oops. Drop this too. Drop this too. I feel like the one I have in my bank is better than both of these. I thought it was psilocybin or whatever, which is mushrooms. There's been like a lot of trials too, because it. So like, long story short, the whole reason that works is because it resets like the receptors like in your brain, like the serotonin and dopamine, and there's like 2 other ones, but allegedly it like resets those. So you use the same thing for anxiety, for PTSD, for depression. It's legal in like, I think like 7 states, 8 states or something like that. It's becoming like more and more popular for PTSD and all those. Yeah, I mean, not in a lot of states. Just move to like, you know, like California or Colorado. You know, the quote-unquote more progressive states. Headache's getting worse. Hopefully you get some good sleep, Kite. I always like laugh, like I feel like you say that all the time though. Please eat something. Kite May is makes food. They're a chef for a living. I'm just joking. I feel like I've ate so much like the past like couple weeks, like adjusting to this like new schedule and everything. And then I talked about this a while back, but my GI was having me, on top of being gluten-free because I have celiac disease, I was supposed to eat corn-free and tomato-free, or not tomato-free, corn-free and potato-free. Because like long story short, there's a link between those and Hashimoto's. Yeah, yeah. But like luckily, the issues I was having like weren't fixed at all, so I can go back to eating corn and stuff. Then eventually I have to, and then I had to go tomato-free. Well, not tomato-free, nightshade-free. Dude, trust me, I know. Celiac disease is I wouldn't wish celiac disease on anyone, or alpha-gal syndrome. I feel like something like a peanut allergy, like that's probably like not nearly as like that bad. I don't know exactly. I've never dealt with like a peanut allergy, but honestly, the worst thing about gluten-free is we have like, you know, almond flour, we have rice flour, we have like alternatives for like flour, right? But like the government subsidizes farms and like pays them extra money specifically to plant wheat. So because of that, like wheat is cheaper. But like if like the government like wasn't doing that, like then like things like corn would be cheaper to produce, or rice would, well, in certain areas rice would be cheaper to produce. And then, like, also, you know, corporation greed, they cause, like, a lot of, anytime, like, even if it's, like, naturally gluten-free, they'll put, like, a gluten-free, like, labeling on there and sit there and charge more money because they have a gluten-free label on there. So, that's, like, the worst part about being gluten-free is it's not... There's all sorts of foods you can eat and everything that are delicious, and like good alternatives for like stuff that you want. But like not nearly as many people make those things, and like the people that do make those things, you end up paying them more money for them. No, this isn't the bad map, is it? No, this isn't the bad man. It's a badder map, but it's not the bad map. That's like one thing I learned on Affinia. Like, really quickly, just because you can, like, you know, run through something at like Forest at level 1 on offline does not mean you can do that like online nearly as easily. That's like why I said too, like, you know, because I was enjoying my time on Affinia, like when I wasn't playing D3, but like, I was like, I don't want to play by myself, so I'm like, I was sitting there telling like Mystic Phantasy and Kite May, I was like, if you guys see me online, like you want to play like DSU or Blue Burst, like I'll play those, just I'm not gonna play those by myself, you know? What is direct speed? I don't know what that is. Look at another server. Oh. Oh, okay. I mean, Spirit's, you know, he's farming for something pretty intense, you know. It's a big ask. It's not like he's just trying to farm a single item. He's trying to farm a single item with a good percents and everything. It's a little different. You gotta expect some bad RNG. Please don't block me, okay. It sounds so bad. Wait, I thought you were a Hue cast. Yeah. No, I get that. I did like one tower run so far, West Tower, on Ultimate, and yeah, it was no fun. I'm playing an emulator, if you're asking me. I imagine you're asking PSO, though. I think PSO plays on real hardware. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, this is emulator. I do own this game on real hardware and everything, though. Wait, what? That is weird, though. Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about the big things in the tower. Wait. Are you talking about like the big guys that cast Maggot or like the little plant people? I can't think of like all their names. Because there's like the red, yellow, and blue plants that cast Maggot on Ultimate. Isn't East Tower and West Tower easier too online? Because I thought they gave like a buff like every like so often. Freaking head is pounding worse. The big red plant. Yeah. Well, there's so there's like 5 plants, right? Because there's like the 2 that like walk around, and then there's like the 2 that like have like the big, or the 3 that have like the big like claw arms. I think I get what you mean now. That is a pretty big oopsie, though. But also their names are, like, similar, too, you know? It's like Meritas, Maricol. They're all, like, Mary or whatever. Marie. Yeah. I see. Yeah. That's what I thought you meant. Like when you like clarified the first time. That's just hilarious to me. I feel like that's something they should fix on private servers, but you know, that's just me. I'm probably gonna call it after this run, by the way. My head's like pounding like worse and worse. So I'm gonna go get some caffeine and hopefully it dims it. I was hoping to... I mean, I have like the whole day off, you know, it's my Sunday like I said. Usually caffeine like dims it like a little bit, like so I can like function and everything, but like I only had like one energy drink in my apartment and I didn't realize, I thought I had more. And then coffee's just like not cutting it. Of course they did. I think that's just like a testament about how like much of an anomaly that old school RuneScape is, you know, because they vote for every change on old school RuneScape, and like it's like kind of like a miracle that like the majority of changes that they've done on old school RuneScape are like good changes. How do people like that game? What do you mean? Numbers go up. It's psychological. People like numbers going up. That's why every single game on the market has like ranking systems or leveling. And you have to also understand like a lot of like, so the game is like very simple, like on the cover, but like it's very, very complex. Like once you get used to everything, because people are like, oh no, what's the big deal? You're auto attacking. Like no. Like once you get like high level and you're like sitting there like min maxing like prayers and stuff like that and equipment swapping, like it is a very high actions per minute game. Cookie Clicker's cool, but like the problem with like Cookie Clicker and like a lot of those like clicking games, incremental games that focus on like clicking, is people just make auto clickers. And like the clicking, like while there are like incremental features of Cookie Clicker and automation, the clicking outweighs them. So like at the end of the day, like the people who use like auto clickers are gonna progress faster and like have an advantage over people who don't. I think this is the shit, man. Yeah, this is the shit map. I'm calling it here. We got 11 runs in the day. That's good. We're over the halfway for parity of this. I can't guarantee if I'll be on like later when my buddy gets on for Monster Hunter Rise. It really just depends on like how I'm feeling and everything like that. And then as far as tomorrow goes, I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't think my buddy starts his new schedule until Monday, which I don't play with him on Monday anyways. So just depends like what time I get home, if I'm going to be on Phantasy Star Online or what. But I'll be back on tomorrow, I'm sure, unless I get super delayed at work or something. But anyways, I have a few people in here, so I'm gonna go raid a PSO channel. Is there anyone else playing PSO right now? It does not look like it. Okay, well, let's go raid. Let's go raid Apricot. Apricot's someone I used to watch it a lot, so... she's streaming like World of Warcraft, but she's like a longtime friend and everything, so I'm gonna go raid her. Bye!
Talking about right where the guy like fell down face